Hi, I'm Cash. Welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored, normally in the Premier League, but today we're doing Champions League, Galatasaray against Manchester United. Now, I watched a little bit of this game, and I was listening to those idiots talk on the TV and about how they don't know anything about football. Oh, God, it's embarrassing. And I want to explain to you right now. Okay, so one of the things they're talking about is how wonderful this little kiddie is here. Yeah, was it a good finish? Yeah, it was all right, but that isn't the main point. He's completely unmarked. They are playing so bad, Galatasaray, they're leaving him completely and utterly unmarked. Let's see how bad they defend, which is awful, by the way. Almost as bad as Man United. So here we go. We start moving the ball forward through the gears. Bosh, here we go. No one's bothering to pick him up. Look at this guy. Pay attention to the back of his head. He never turns his head the whole time. So he's only focused on the ball. Look at this guy. He's screaming, why isn't somebody else on the ball? So now he knows he's got to go to it. Because this wee man here, don't know who he is, but he's awful. He should be trying to put some pressure on here. And this guy's screaming at him to do it. Look, go to the bloody ball. All of a sudden, all hell sort of breaks loose. Now watch what happens here. Ball comes in here, and look at the Galatasaray players. Look at how many they've got bunched around, actually not doing anything. You can throw a little blanket over them, they're that close. Yet, this guy is still not marking this guy after God knows how long. Still isn't doing it. What he does do, though, is pressure the ball. So when the time that this guy receives the ball here, how much space does he have? Has he finished the ball? Yeah. But I listened to that muppet Rio Ferdinand, who's a complete and utter idiot, yelling and screaming, oh, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. Yeah, he scored a wonder goal on the weekend. You can't take that away from him. But he's just scored a goal right now when no one's within 10 yards of him. It's not good. That's the Champions League. Like if you can get 10 yards in the box when no one's around you in 10 yards in all directions, and you can go, oh yeah, he hasn't made that space. He hasn't done anything. All he's done is watch the Galatasaray idiots run around like headless chickens, and then all of a sudden he receives the ball and he smashes it into the net box. Good finish. Yeah, give him quality on the finish. But there's nothing else that's happened there, because if he did do something else wonderful, he would have done it in the rest of the game, and he didn't. He only scored this goal because Galatasaray are absolutely terrible, and their defenders are all over here having a picnic together, and he's got acres and acres of space. Does he get a good finish off? Bomph. You be the judge. Yeah, not bad. Puts it in the net box. 1-0 to United. Let's get on to the next goal. This all started from a throw-in. Basically, Luke Shaw played it to Lindelof. Lindelof back, and off we went. But the problem is he played it back to him, and he was... I don't know if he was out of bounds or not, but you know my take on it. You've got this idiot right here raising his hand. What happens when someone raises their hand and stops playing football? Chances are a goal's about to be scored, and that's exactly what happens here. Look at this acres of space again. I don't know why they've basically... Look at that. That's their line, and here's the ball, right? You've got 1, 2, 3 midfielders. No one's goal side. Absolutely no one is... Even if someone's gone past anyone, no one's close enough to cover or make any sort of recovery runs for anybody. They're just not. So he just gets a free run at their back four, and it's an ugly rat face. So rat face comes running up, and they're like, well, we're not going to mark you, rat face. You can do what you want. So he goes, all right, I'm rat face. I look at your keeper. I'll just smack it in the top corner. Quality finish. Keeper, he's off his line though. Look how far he's out, which is probably right. The problem is he hasn't identified his team is rubbish, and this guy's still walking, raising his hand, maybe asking for a taxi to get home, but nobody else is close enough to close him down, and they punish him really well for it. Well done, rat face. You scored an all right goal. Let's get on to the next goal. Oh, so here we are. We're looking at this next goal. Right, so as we've got this next goal, as I was saying, is you can see where the wall's set up. All right, so we've got the little wall, and it's on one side over here. Bosh, we can see it right here. And so normally when you're setting up your wall, they're defending this side here. The side that the wall is set up on is basically looking to defend that side of the post there, and the keeper is looking to defend the other side right there. So here we are. We're looking at this, and we're going to move this forward, and we're going to see what happens with our illustrious goalkeeper. Right. Oh, we can see there's two people in the wall. We're gonna talk about those two muppets in a minute, but we're gonna ignore those. We're just gonna watch this idiot in goal. Idiot in goal steps to his left. Do we see that as he steps to the left? Remember, he set the wall up specifically to defend this area of the goal. Okay, and it goes in that side. Okay, so let's go back. Now let's talk about what's the goalkeeper thinking. Right, so as a goalkeeper, you see these two people here in the wall, and you go, wonder what their job's to do. Their job is to screen the shot, and they're going to move out of the way, and they're going to kick the ball through there. If they're going to do that, I've got a choice. Know that's happening and defend it. Me personally, I'll stand there perfectly in line. Oh, great. Or get some of these other idiots to come over and stand behind them so they can't use that tactic. Okay, he doesn't do that. So what he knows is that's where the ball's going to go. Not only does he know the ball's going to go through there, he stood perfectly in line for it. And then when it happens, he completely muffs it up because it's way too complicated. You know that 2.2 seconds when he realised that's where the ball's going to get shot through? Well, he forgot. He totally forgot how to play in goal. That a free kick as well is absolutely terrible. It's not a powerful free kick. It's not a good free kick. It is terrible. The fact that that's a goal and that guy's Onana's playing for Man United instead of David De Gea, that raises some massive, massive questions. If you think this guy Onana is a good goalkeeper, you're a complete muppet and don't know anything about football. You know why? Because we're going to come on to some other things. And if you start talking about his first touch or passing out of the back, it doesn't matter if he lets in 3 goals a game. He can pass the ball all he wants around the back if he's given up 3 goals a game. In the Champions League so far, I think it's in 5 games, they've let in 14 goals. That's insane. That is insane. I think it's more than that now, actually. I think it's 15 goals, but yeah. But there we go. So that's 3 goals a game he's let in the Champions League. Quality goalkeeper. World class. Worth every penny. Right, let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at this next goal, and I'm going to show you right now one of the differences of good teams and bad teams. Bad teams have this massive... Look how big these gaps are. They're not holding their shape correctly. It may look like it, but they're nowhere near close enough. So what ends up happening is when you're doing stuff like that, look at how big that circle is there in the middle. Because everyone is just 2 or 3 yards wrong. Everyone. So everyone's 2 or 3 yards makes a massive difference, so they can't get in closer to each other. Look at how far stretched this right back is. We do not care about him over there or him about over there. Why? Because this is where the ball is. And for him to get the ball over there, he must beat the pressure on the ball and have a world-class pass. Well, if we've got pressure on the ball, we can't get his head up and do that pass. So we're focusing on this part here. If it goes over there, our shape is good enough and our athletes are good enough to jog over, fill in the gaps, and then we defend it over here. You don't try to man mark over here, leaving a massive open space like this. This is just like some stupid, completely terrible coaching. That's right. United do the same thing. I can't be too hard, right? So here we go. The ball's coming in here on this right-hand side. So let's have a little look. It comes in. Bosh. Here we go. Bosh. You can see that massive gap. He's screaming for it, asking for it back. Obviously, he turns and ignores him because that's the right thing to do. Because here's the more space on the outside. He's crap. So he gives it to one bazooka on the outside, as we can see. But can you see what's happening here is because their shape and their starting position is so wrong, how compact they suddenly go because the ball has run at them. Everyone now is compact and in the middle of the field. Do we see that? Like they've gone out from everyone's being spread out, like all over the place, to all being compact into this tiny little square very, very quickly. So when this ball comes out here, there's nobody out here. No one's even close. The only one that could have been was maybe Zaha, tracked him back, didn't bother. So all he has to do now, as soon as the ball's passed out wide, this guy goes running out there to chase him, which he shouldn't be doing. Right? And it's straight back into the net box. It's that simple. That is such a simple goal. And it's just because of Galatasaray's lack of understanding and awareness of their basic positions in transition. It's awful. Hey, but it could be worse. Let's get on to the next goal. We have another free kick. It can't be shot straight at the goalkeeper. No, it can't be. No, there's no way if we shoot the ball straight at the goalkeeper, he's going to put it in the goal. Can't happen. Want to bet? Blosh. Straight in. Goalkeeper lips it straight in. Unbelievable. Let's have a little another angle. And so you can actually take that in and understand how bad this is. Here we go. We've got the ball coming in. As this ball comes in, he completely makes a howler of it. Watch this. Ball comes in. Howler. He tries to sort of slap it away with a closed fist. And right, so when you've got a closed fist as a goalkeeper and there's spin on the ball, you'll carry the spin on the ball. If you've got a flat hand, you'll take the spin off it when it hits your hand. But let's just see if we can catch that moment, that real moment when it hits it right here. Bosh. In he goes. Look, see his closed fist as he hits the ball? Dosh. Completely and utterly rubbish. Don't worry. Gets worse. So just like we were talking about the runners and the extra space in the other goal, you've got a similar sort of content here with United. There's not enough people back. You can see this massive gap here. Again, the separation between all the other players, just a little bit off. But they're much, much better, much, much tighter than Galatasaray are. But they're still not tight enough to let this ball happen. As it goes through here, boom, in it goes. This young man here has got to be stronger. He's letting this guy go through, even though it's a good ball. He's on the wrong side of him. He should do a little bit better. But I'll tell you what his quality is when this guy gets it under his first touch, bump right there. Keeper's too far out. He needs to be covering this front post better. He's just he's past the 6-yard box and the ball's outside the 18-yard box. You can't do that. They're just going to chip it over you. I mean, that's just, Yeah, it's just awful, awful. Doesn't go the other side though. Now he's backed up. Now he's almost in the right position. If he was there a second ago and then took an extra 2 steps back, he would have been tall enough and stopped the ball there, but he's not. Bomb, and the guy rifles it into the top corner on the near post. Now here's the difference. I was listening to that idiot Rio Ferdinand talking about Garnacho's finish. That's a finish. He's under pressure. He's got the ball and he's beating him near post from running into the box. He's not stood there on his own with 10 yards of space and then finding his spot. That's a good finish. Well, not Garnacho's wasn't, but that's a better finish. Yeah. Well, there you go. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.